Hi, we're live. Welcome. This is Dr. Mike from the levelupmentalhealth.com. Today, in my first Facebook Live, I'm going to share with you 5 tips about setting limits with yourself with social media so that you can have less anxiety now that we're being ordered to stay at home and shelter in place in the midst of this COVID-19 crisis. So who am I, you may be asking? My name is Dr. Mike Feldmeyer. I'm a child and adolescent psychiatrist as well as a general adult psychiatrist. I run the blog levelupmentalhealth.com. It's a blog about promoting mental health and connectedness in an always-on and digitally distracted world. Throughout my career, I've been treating mental illness with an understanding that our digital lives have a very real impact on our real-life mental health and well-being. As I said before, I want to talk to everyone about the importance of setting limits with social media in this time. With the current situation with coronavirus, everyone's social media feeds are being flooded with bad news. Images of people rushing to stores is happening more and more often as more and more restrictions are being placed on us, in order to prevent viral spread. Frequent anxiety-provoking press conferences are continuously going. Over time, this is going to have an impact on your mental health, as you are constantly exposing yourself to traumatic imagery. Being too reliant on social media can also take us away from our own ability to mentally process something stressful and can serve as a form of avoidance. This prevents us from making sense of what's going on in our own way and can prevent us from making the most of our time. I'd like everyone watching to take a moment to check in with themselves. How are you feeling right now? Are you feeling scared? Are you feeling worried? Are you feeling angry? Do you just feel emotionally numb? It's important to go ahead and acknowledge what you're feeling right now. As a lot of people are stuck working from home or even being laid off or put on furlough, the likelihood of excessively checking social media and checking the news is very high right now, and it's somewhat normal to have an urge to check. But there's a few things that I should acknowledge, a few caveats, if you will. Coronavirus is a threat to human life, and it's expected to provoke anxiety. I don't want to diminish the impact it has on our entire world at this point, and I will stress you should comply with your federal and state guidelines. Being forced to work from home is resulting in an economic slump. Some people are losing their jobs, others are having difficulty paying rent. People are working from home and also juggling homeschooling and their children while continuing to perform their work functions. That in itself can be very stressful. Being stuck at home is going to become boring really fast. And what do we do when we're bored? Typically, if you're like me, you'll pull out your phone and check social media. But we often check social media in a mindless and kind of automatic way. We don't even realize that we're doing it. But exposing yourself to traumatic imagery is going to result in a continuous stress response, which could have long-term negative effects on you. We're talking things like catastrophizing, panic attacks, depression, insomnia, or just generalized anxiety, just to name a few things. So that's why it's really important to regulate this. So what do? How do you reduce the anxiety that you're having through use of social media? I have 5 tips for you. Number 1, set clear time limits on how often you're browsing social media or traditional media for that matter. Understand that both outlets right now are completely filled with news and images of COVID-19. And anytime you look at any of these sources, you will be exposing yourself to traumatic images. It's definitely okay to check social media or the news daily, but try not to get sucked into hours of browsing, through death charts, reading about symptoms, watching clips of fights in supermarkets over a roll of toilet paper. Hold yourself to those time limits. For some people, that's going to look like just checking it once in the morning and checking it once in the afternoon. You don't really need more than that. You know what you need to do right now. You don't need anything besides just remembering to practice social distancing and staying at home in this time. There is a difference between staying informed and being obsessed with these developments. My second tip, don't browse social media up until your bedtime. You need time to allow your brain to calm down or else you'll find yourself unable to sleep. And then what are you going to do? You'll probably pull out your phone again, check social media. A consistent sleep schedule is very important while we're forced to be out of our normal routines. My third tip, be careful not to stress shop too much online. We often do this to provide ourselves some sense of stress relief, but understand that this stress relief is short-lived. It's not going to last forever. It's not going to solve anything. Instead, try out some different mindfulness techniques. These can be found readily on YouTube. There's things like yoga, meditation, deep breathing, to name a few things. And I will say some forms of distraction can be fine. I'm more of a fan of productive or creative types of distraction rather than doing things like binge watching a streaming service or TV show. My fourth tip, focus on a productive task. Make a goal for yourself. Use the next 2 to 6 weeks or however long that we're going to be stuck at home to better yourself in some way. I know we all have something that we would like to improve about ourselves. So take it as an opportunity to work on whatever that is. So examples of this could be, working on your financial goals, weight loss, improving family relationships, or even just reading more. Ask yourself this: do you want to let this whole thing put you into a negative place, or do you want to come out of this as a better, stronger person at the end? My fifth and final tip, use this time to interact with loved ones. Play a board game with your children. Contact your grandma through FaceTime or Skype. Call up a close friend that you haven't talked to in a while. It's especially important to stay connected in this time. For any parents listening, if you have kids, it becomes even more important that you maintain a certain level of calm when dealing with a worldwide disaster. Your children are watching you this whole time, looking for guidance, looking at how you're reacting to kind of decide on how they're going to react. So it's important to kind of keep that in mind. So to review, my 5 tips are: number 1, set clear time limits. 2, don't browse right before bedtime. Number 3, don't stress shop too much. Be productive. So number 4, be productive, make a goal for yourself. And number 5, reach out to your loved ones. So that's the end. I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank my cousin Autumn. Oh, Veronica's here. Hey, I got life here. Thank my cousin Autumn for asking this question. Let's see. If there's any questions, feel free to ask them in the comment section or chat. But please leave me a comment, message me on Facebook or on Instagram. If you would, please like this video and page so you can be alerted next time I go live. And follow me on Level Up Mental Health on Instagram, or go to levelupmentalhealth.com if you want to read any more of my blog. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, and be good to each other. Take care.